guys, Andrew Gerard back here again to walk through how I convert color photos to black and white. Here's a recent shot of a client named Robbie with his motorcycle, and this is the black and white. So you'll notice right away, look at his shirt. It appears black here, but yet it's blue there. Look at how much changes. The sky, the fence, where your areas of interest, where your eyes naturally go. Look where the areas of interest, how much that changes from black to white. I'm going to walk through doing this, and then I'm going to do it on another photo here of a different client. But let's start from scratch. So I have a color copy here. Now this photo's been edited mildly in Lightroom, but not much. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to create a channel mixer right above this layer. Then above the channel mixer, I'm going to create a black and white layer. Now normally, if you just do black and white, this is what you'll get. And I want to just compare back here to this, So you can see how much has changed, but there's also nuance in the face and shadows and whatnot. We're going to go through that right now. So with the black and white layer, you have the ability to adjust, of course, all of these sliders. But this will only take you so far with black and white conversion. It's really the channel mixer underneath the black and white conversion that's going to give you the options into the red, green, and blue channels to be able to really push this to a place you never thought. So, but I'm going to leave the black and white on just so we can view it in black and white, because if I take this red and I start shifting it around, you can see what's happening to the image here just for the red. Same with the blue, same with the green. Everything is going to change dramatically. But if I turn this black and white layer off, you can see I've got crazy colors going on here now. And how do I know that this looks good? I don't. So I'm going to keep this black and white layer on so I can see what it's going to kind of look like when I'm done. So I'm going to do a little bit of an adjustment here so you can see there's regular black and white, and now I'm giving it a little bit more pop in the red channel. And you'll also have to take a look at the colors in your scene. Like here, this would be the blue t-shirt. So if I take the blue t-shirt and bring it down, it's going to bring all the blues down, but there is blue in the sky as well. So I'm going to come in here. Oh, there, I'm going to take a look and see what I like about that. And I'm going to see what I like about that. And then I'm going to go into the green. And the green, I'm going to start sliding back and forth. And you can, this is a personal taste thing, guys. Every time you do black and white, there is no math. It's always going to be a personal taste. And everyone's going to be completely different. So I'm going there. So let's just see what that looks like from there to there. You can see how much more his face pops now. I really like that. I'm going to go back into the red channel here. I think I slid this red up a little too high. I might make that a bit darker to get more contrast. The green in his shirt there, look at that. Now we're getting that green right down, but I don't want to lose in his cheeks what's going on here. So I'm going to slide this right there, and let's go into the green. And of course, we can bring that back down. And as you're doing this first step, this is the first step. This isn't the last step. So you can see I've made these adjustments. So it would be normal black and white to this. Now the normal black and white does look okay, and it does have some really great things going on in the highlights. So what do? Obvious, right? I'm going to take the black and white layer here, and just so you can see, this is what I've done with the channel mixer. So this is why you have to keep the black and white layer on, because never in a million years would you edit this and go, that looks good, right? So you do your adjustments underneath that black and white layer. Now I'm in the black and white layer. I haven't even started with these, but now I've got the contrast and the tone kind of to a place where I want to be able to push and pull and create contrast in areas of interest that I like. There we go. Now we can get that nice and dark there. So look at the difference now. You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to throw a regular black and white on top of all of this so that we can see what this will look like. There. So that would be a regular black and white. Now here's the regular black and white with our channel mixer and over top. So you can see there's quite a bit you can do. So now I have to decipher what I like about this and a regular black and white. So what do we do here? Easy. We're going to press on a Mac, Shift, Option, Command E. That's going to create a stamp visible layer of both of these. Then I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to go just with a black and white layer here. Actually, I'm going to delete this layer now and create a new black and white layer. So I'm just getting the black and white layer over top of the color like I initially had. And I'm going to go Shift Option Command E and create a stamp visible layer of that. So for all intent and purposes, I don't need this black and white layer. I don't need this channel mixer or this anymore. All I need is the black and white layer, 1, off the picture, and then 2 of my darker. So I like the light parts of that, but I like the dark parts of that. So how do I blend those together? You got it. If you've watched me do this before, blend diff layers. Double click on the top layer, and we're going to blend diff right here if the underlying layer is lighter or darker. So if it's lighter, I'm going to slide this to the right, and guess what's going to happen? Here comes all of our highlights back. Now, of course, it looks horrible because I haven't split this little guy in half. So Option on a Mac or Alt on a PC, and you split that playhead, and now you can start to bring this out. And look what's happening here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Look what's happening here on his shirt. Can you see that? It's going to start to go from solid black, and it's almost like I'm getting a rim light and an edge light on there. I love that. Now we're popping. I'm going to bring this down even more, and I'm going to press OK. So now we can kind of see regular black and white. Now I basically just darkened all the areas that I want. And guess what? I still have a mask to work with here. So if there's areas that I didn't get through the blend, if that I want to manually do, like let's say I wanted to like lighten up his nose, I would be on black because I'm on a white layer. I'm going to take the opacity right down to about 25%. And here, I'm just going to start to come through and possibly lighten some of these up. Like that. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's great there. And keep in mind, nothing beyond where your blend diff has been set to will you be able to touch at all. So that's important to note. So I'm going to come back down here. Yeah, I like this. Now I can even play with the opacity here. Right like that. And now what I'm going to do is Shift Option Command E, create a stamp visible layer again. I'm going to go through here, and now I can start to blend. I'll delete this layer again. Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. I'm going to start to go through here and just slightly, yeah, just like that. There. And I want to keep an eye on my histogram the entire time, of course. But now comes the fun part. Now I'm going to create a curve, a very simple contrast. I leave myself a little headroom in the shadows and the highlights to really make this pop. I'm going to change this down to luminosity because we're not dealing with color anyway. Right like that. Yeah, just give it a little pop. Shift Option Command D. I'm constantly creating stamp visible layers and deleting my underlying layer. And I will just start to blend these through, and then Command E to shift down. I'll come from here to here. I'll drop this down a little bit. Command E. Now I have a before and an after. And I want to show you again from the color, if I had just created a black and white and been done with it, that would be it. So you tell me what's better, that or that. You can see how much more interest is in my subject here, in the client. And that's the goal of black and white, is only to create interest in the subject. That's nice, but I think that that's a lot better, and hopefully you agree with me. Anyway, if you like this, hang around. If you want to just press stop here and go try it, go ahead. But I'm going to work on to another photo now. So this is Skylar. Skylar's a stunt actor, and he was enjoying a cigar on set the other day, so I snapped the photo. And I asked Skylar if he was cool with me using this for a tutorial, and he was. So here we go. Underneath, I'm going to do this real fast now because you know what to look for. Channel mixer, black and white layer over top. Not messing with the black and white layer yet. We're going down to the channel mixer, double clicking. We'll start with the reds. Keep in mind, most of the skin tones are going to start to exist in reds. And my goal here is to get something a little bit contrastier in the darks. I don't worry too bad. Oh, sorry, that was in the greens. My mistake. Here we go. Now I'm getting contrast in the darks and balancing it out. I'm trying to almost get just a slightly darker image because I know I'm going to come back and do our little trick by blending in the other layer. So I kind of like that. We've got something now just a little a little darker, a little bit more subtle in the skin tones. Now in the black and white layer on top, we can start to come in here. Sorry, I'm on the mask. You ever do that? You convince yourself back and forth that you're right about here, there, and now, yeah, and look what we did with the channel mixer. Craziness, right? And you can, if you shoot with filters, if you're old school and you shoot with filters, you know that doing having a red filter on is going to dramatically change the image anyway if you shoot in black and white. So you can go through, guys. Again, this is all to taste. There is no right and wrong way to do this. I'm sure there is a formula out there somewhere, but I really like that. I'm going to come up on top. I'm going to create just another curves adjustment layer there. And I'm going to press Shift Option Command E. I'm doing this quickly to show you guys the technique so you can get it for yourself. That's the before and after. And then if I had just created a black and white using this would have been my image. So before, after using black and white. I'll put this one on top so we can see. So that's the regular black and white, and then there's using channel mixer. So you can see how much more control you have over the image. And you can always go through and use a mask. Like I said, if I want to get a little more light up here on his face, I'd go to a brush. I would create on a black mask here. I'd keep it low, like maybe 30% or something like that. And I just kind of start to brush through and bring in some of that underlying layer here, right? Get rid of the brow there. Bring in a little attention to the eyes. Now if I go before and after, you can see the difference. If I go just on this mask, I disable it, you can see how much difference that makes. Yeah, it's very subtle stuff, guys, but I wanted to share this technique with you. This is how I do all of my stuff. Of course, there's other things that you can do in here. Once you have, let me Shift Option Command D and create a stamp visible layer again, and we can look at our before and after. Now that I'm here, to finish every image I do off, I'll go into RAW, and it's really in RAW with the texture and clarity for black and white. You don't want to go too hard with it. Please don't be that guy. And then the white point here. The white point is where you're going to start to see the highlights break apart. I'll zoom out to see the windows are fine. And I want to keep the definition in that smoke, kind of like that. Yep. Again, I like seeing a little bit of the peacoat. It's got some lint on there, but that's fine. Dehaze, I might bring that in a little bit. Very subtly, before and after. Now we're getting that kind of pop. I'll press OK. And there you go. So there's a before and after. Same thing over here on Robbie. Before, after. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this technique. And comment below. There's a million ways to do things in Photoshop. As you know, this is just one of them that I like to do right now. It's my current fave. Let me know what your current fave is in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.